before the prayer was made to send us someone to help us, there was already a baby implanted about to be born before the prayer. So see, where we mess up is we think that God just sent Moses. Well, he had to go through the birthing process, and some time had to pass, and some things had to occur before the people even began to pray. And when they prayed, God was like, aha, I've already got it going on. That's what he says to us. So when you think, I'm jumping to the end, but we're going to come back and fill in the middle. When you think that God does not hear you, before you start to pray, he knows what you're going to ask, and he's already setting up the finish line. The only thing he needs us to do is keep running. So when someone tells you don't get tired, don't get weary in never get weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we don't stop running. You'll never get to the finish line if you stop at the gun. Now, y'all know I used to run track, right? I get to talk like I want. I don't have a whole lot to say, so I get to kind of put my little stories in there. I used to run track, and you on your mark, you're all the way down. Get set, you're raising up, getting ready to go. You can't move until the gun sounds. If you jump the gun, you're penalized. Everybody else got to start over. They're mad now because they were set. If you jump the gun too many times, you're disqualified. So we have to be prepared not to jump the gun and just wait, knowing that he has already gotten our answer lined up. Even when Moses goes from being a prince in Egypt to a fugitive in Midian, there is a reminder that God has a special purpose for his life. In Midian, Moses drives away a bunch of bullies who are harassing the daughters of Jethro, and he ends up watching their sheep. Watch this. It foreshadows precisely what Moses is going to do for Israel. He's going to confront the biggest bully of all and then spend 40 years of his life taking care of God's sheep. So even before you realize what you've been called to do, God is preparing you. And so you wonder why you have to go through the things you go through or do the things that you do. It's simply because God is preparing you. What this message is going to suggest to us, and the point I will argue today is this: he may not always come when you want him, but he always comes. I'm not even concerned about the on-time part. It is that he always comes. When you're waiting for an answer to prayer, it helps to remember that God already has the answer worked out before we're even aware enough to know our need or articulate the words of our prayers. Listen, it's a good thing that God is the kind of God that he is, because as we said in the beginning, there are times when stuff gets so heavy on us we can't even formulate the words to pray. But God is such a good God that he understands what it is we need to say to him. So he, through the Holy Ghost, speaks to himself. God, see, that's where you shout right there. God, through the Holy Ghost, when we're unable to formulate the words to say what we need to say, speaks to himself through the Holy Ghost on our behalf. And then he turns around and answers himself. God knows the beginning, middle, and